What is up, Light Fam? It is David, your spiritual awakening coach, here to help you through your spiritual awakening. My last video, 3 Signs the Universe is Talking to You, did very well. You guys really love that one a lot. So I figured I would make a 3 Signs the Universe is Talking to You Part 2. Ooh, there's some more signs that you need to be aware of so that you'll know when the universe is talking to you. Now, if you have not seen Part 1, you can go check that video out right here. It's not important that you watch that one before this one, so I'll also link it in the description below so that you can watch it after this video. But right now, let's get into 3 signs the universe is talking to you right now. Let's go. 3 signs the universe is talking to you, part 2. Number 1, what you're thinking about or have a question on almost immediately shows up in your physical reality, almost like you and the universe are thinking the same thing. Okay, guys, so if you have had a spiritual awakening, then you know that there is that point that you reach on your spiritual path that's almost like a sweet spot. It's like you're just walking lockstep and in sync with the universe. Everything that you are thinking, every question you're asking seems to materialize in the physical, be it running into random people and they coincidentally bring up that particular topic, or a recommended video comes up that you've never searched the term for, or a meme, or just that topic just seems to be everywhere. That question seems to be answering itself. We're all the universe having a physical experience, but it's the ego that gives us the illusion of separateness, that gives us the illusion of individuality. And this is by design so that the universe can evolve through a unique perspective of itself that it's never experienced before. Think about it. Your ego is like a fingerprint. It is unique. There has never been, nor will there ever be, another like it, because on this time-space continuum, there has never been a set of circumstances where all of the stuff in the generational line of the parents that you chose, the trauma that you chose to be born in, the events that you chose to experience in childhood, the people that you have soul contracts with that you said were going to come in at a certain time and spark a spiritual awakening or plan a particular idea that you had to heal through to get a better understanding of the truth, etc. That is a unique perspective of this physical reality that Source has never experienced before. That's the whole point of incarnating. Source gets to experience life completely for the first time from a different perspective, because there has never been an ego like yours or mine or anyone else's. Each ego is unique. Now, of course, the ego is the veil of illusion that makes us believe that everything is separate and duality is a thing, but that allows us to grow into a greater understanding of unity by healing through duality. Number 2, your intuition has been drastically turned up, allowing you to see beyond the illusion, allowing you to see the truth in every scenario. So if you have had a spiritual awakening, you know that after that spiritual awakening, your third eye gets much more active and open, or maybe it has even opened for the first time, and all kinds of strange things start to happen. Now, I do have a video, 3 strange things that happen after you open your third eye, which you can go watch right here. I'll link it in the description below as well. But your intuition will go through the roof. And when I say it allows you to see through the illusion, I mean it allows you to see through the Maya of the 3D. The egoic 3D paradigm is one of lack, competition, and scarcity. And when you see life through that lens, this is a very closed off energy of fight or flight. It's a survival mode. It's definitely not the vibration of higher consciousness. It's certainly not a 5D mentality. So your intuition gets turned way up so that you can take one step back from seeing life through the lens of the ego, seeing life through the lens of scarcity and competition, and then you get to decide from a higher vantage point if you want to respond to the ego's fear mongering, or maybe you do need to respond in fear. Maybe it is a life-threatening situation, but usually it's the ego fear mongering. Or if you choose to respond from the higher perspective, one of absolute abundance, absolute love, absolute unity. So your intuition gets turned up to allow you to operate in the physical from a higher perspective, more in alignment with the dominant frequency of source consciousness. If you're finding value in the content, please click the subscribe button. We talk about all things spiritual awakening here at Lightways, how to get through the dark night of the soul, how to get through ascension symptoms, empath empowerment, you name it. If it's spiritual awakening, we got it for you here at Lightways. Now on to the third sign that the universe is talking to you. And number 3, your creativity goes through the roof. And when you express this creativity, it feels like the universe is channeling through you to get out a massive amount of information, which feels inspired to help others on their journey. Yeah, absolutely, guys. So this is one of the reasons that the universe is always going to help itself as you to get out of this fight or flight survivalistic 3D egoic timeline that a lot of you guys are living on. This is one of the reasons for a spiritual awakening. You're waking up from that fear frequency, that ego frequency, which allows you to step into a higher state of consciousness frequency, more in alignment with the dominant frequency of source, which is love. And the more that you operate from that higher frequency, the more that it is an open, receptive flow state of expansion. When you're in that survivalistic 3D energy, it's a very closed off, resistant, stagnant, stuck state, and downloads and creativity can't get through because you're in this survival, fight or flight, closed off state of resistance. So the universe is going to edify itself as you to lift up your consciousness into a higher state so that you are in a flow state. And then all of that creativity just seems to be downloaded through you. So if we look at a very fundamental spiritual principle that says any thought that has ever been thought exists, this would suggest that if you're able to access the all mind or the eternal mind, you have access to some of the most creative minds that have ever lived in history. And then those creative thoughts, that creative power is able to be downloaded into you only when you're in a state of openness and receptivity. You're in that flow state. You're not in that closed off state of survival in the 3D. So you operating from a higher consciousness allows you to receive the creativity that feels like it's inspired to help others. Maybe you are journaling about your experience, or you're putting out videos about your story, or you're creating poetry about the dark night of the soul that you just made it through, or you started a podcast to help other people break free from a narcissist. Whatever it is, those creative downloads come through to proliferate the universe as those other people that are able to interact with your creativity. So when you're on your spiritual path and your creativity goes through the roof, don't be surprised if the universe is trying to use you as an agent for its own expansion. I hope you guys have enjoyed these 3 signs that the universe is talking to you. Part 2. Please subscribe for more spiritual awakening content. I will see all of you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Namaste.